David Johnston.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. In Wantage and Didcot, I represent a constituency with a strong tradition of admiration for our armed services, but also service in them, which includes some of my predecessors. For example, one of whom was Eirene Neve, with a proud record of service in World War II, and his immediate predecessor was Ralph Glynn, who fought in the First World War and was given a military cross. We have the Defence Academy at Shrivenham, and we have the 11 EOD Search Regiment in Didcot. But my admiration for the services came a lot longer before I became an MP, because my dad served in the British Army for 18 years, and that left me with a close interest in what we're doing and how we're treating our armed men and women. This bill has lots in it to welcome, and I've spoken to quite a number of people from the veteran community in my constituency, as well as some serving personnel. And there's lots that they welcome too, from the new Service Police Complaints Commissioner to allowing reserve forces to serve flexibly in the way that regular forces do as well. I heard particular praise for allowing the rescinding of judgments that have been made in error, because one person made the point to me that particularly where judgments are done very quickly, mistakes can be made, and they thought that was a very welcome provision of this bill. And of course, the extension of the posthumous pardons, often for crimes which should never have been crimes, provide at least some small relief to the family members of those who are still alive. The Armed Forces Covenant runs throughout the bill, of course, and I very much welcome the due regard that will be paid in the areas of housing, health and education. The people I talked to suggested those were the three areas where they most commonly saw complaints that either they themselves had or their colleagues had. I do hope that in time we will be able to extend it to other areas, and it would seem to me employment is one of the areas that has got perhaps the strongest case for us to do that. And I also think it would be good for us to extend this to national government departments in time, because I think what we're doing with local authorities is very much welcome. And I recognise that the health, education and housing is in keeping with the 2011 Act. But my general view of lots of things that go on in the UK is that national government departments could and should lead by example. I recognise that there are challenges with that at this time, but I hope that we can aspire to that in due course. But overall, I think this is a very, very welcome bill, and it builds on everything that this government has been doing, from the guaranteed interview scheme to the Veterans Rail Card to the Office for Veterans Affairs. Unless you are a gallant member of this House, you have not made the sacrifices that our armed forces do. Many of those sacrifices are out of sight of most of us, but they shouldn't be out of mind. And with this bill today, we take an important step to recognising those and giving them the respect and care they deserve.